Getting ready to get live streamed on Facebook. Hello, crafty friends out there in Facebook world and universe. Super excited to be with you. Oh, cannot be alone. Okay, nope, that didn't work. So we're not. Oh, we are live, maybe? Let's see.
It popped up for me.
We're live. Yay! Sorry about that, guys. Sometimes Facebook likes to mess around with us, and we're super glad you're here. Yay! It is Thursday, and we're back with the Discover Magnolia Design Call. And I am going to just pull up a little screen to welcome you guys. If you're just jumping on, you're going to want to fill out the Google form. I think my producers are going to post it in the comments because we're going to give away some prizes. Who likes prizes? Anybody here like prizes? Yay! And thanks again for stopping by. Let us know where you're watching from, right? Hello, Susan. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Laura, Peggy, Diane. We have lots of friends on. So super excited. We're thrilled that you've joined our event. Please let us know you're here completing the Google form, either in the chat if you're online with us, or if you are in the comments below, just fill that out and we'll get you registered to give away some giveaways. Super thrilled to introduce myself. I'm Kathleen Vicinzati. I'm the Vice President of Sales here at Magnolia Design Company. And I have the pleasure of hosting tonight's Discover Magnolia Design Co call, where we're going to just talk about our community, introduce you to some of our creators, and whether you're crafty or not so crafty, we have products, programs, and opportunities for you to unlock your creativity and help others do the same. So how many of you are crafty? I want to know. Comment below, let us know, or just comment if you're crafty or not so crafty, because our founders and owners started this company with a mission that is to uplift, empower, and encourage everyone to design and share fun, beautiful crafting creations, build lasting relationships, as well as open the door for personal growth and financial opportunities. So that's what we stand for, and we're super excited that you're here to learn more and meet some of our creators in our community. And I'm going to introduce you to them right now. It is actually super fun for me today because it's a special event night. You get to meet 3 creators from our community, and all the 3 creators that we're going to introduce you to are either educators or former educators, and that's because it's Teacher Appreciation Week. So thank you out there to all the teachers who are out there inspiring and teaching our future leaders of America, right? The future is in your hands. And I personally, my dad was a teacher growing up, and I just remember, we had 4 kids in our family. He was a teacher, and he worked so hard during the school year, and then during the summers off, he was a painting gig. But I have a special fondness in my heart for teachers, because you do make an impact in so many ways. So thanks to all the teachers watching. If you're a teacher, comment below what you do. But we're gonna meet some of our teachers here today, our creators. So I'm gonna stop sharing and bring them all on screen. I think you can see them all. Yay! And then so what I'm going to do is introduce you. We're going to kind of go around here, and I'll introduce you to some of my friends. So I don't know. I think it's coming up in the top corner. We have Jamie Woodruff, who is a creator with us, as well as Michelle Bikes, who is in the bottom, I think, on the screen. If you're following along on Facebook, wave Michelle so they can see you. And then, of course, April Miller is with us too. So I'm going to let them just tell them a little bit about who they are, what their experience was as a teacher and educator, and how their skills teaching out in the real world, right, has helped support them come in our fun crafting world, right? But our world is pretty real here too, but we let you escape from reality with crafting. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but I certainly do. But Jamie, why don't we start with you, and then we'll just go to Michelle, and then we'll wrap up with April, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Awesome.
All right. Hi, everybody. My name is Jamie. I am currently a teacher in a very rural county in North Carolina. I teach in 2 different schools because I'm currently teaching English as a second language. Cool. This is my 31st year teaching, and in those 31 years, I've taught all those years in North Carolina in 2 different counties. I've spent the majority of my time in the current county where I am now, and I've taught pre-K through 12th grade. I've either taught Spanish or English as a second language. So mostly English as a second language and mostly in elementary level, pre-K through 5th grade. But that's kind of where I am. So happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, we're so appreciative of you coming on and sharing your story with us. So welcome. All right, Michelle, I think I'm coming to you next, Michelle.
All right, here I am. I'm the oddball out with the outdoor. I'm actually at an event right now. So my name is Michelle. I am a founding creator with Magnolia Design Company. I was a teacher for 10 years. I taught pre-K and I taught middle school journalism and home economics, to which I wrote the entire curriculum for the whole school for that whole program. And then after 10 years of teaching, I became a dean of students. And while I was a dean of students, I missed teaching so much when I saw the teachers lined up with all their students. My husband and I actually were planning on starting a business at the same time. And I was, kind of juggling both things at once. I ended up leaving education, like those stories you read online where you just walk away with a prayer. And that's what I did. And so now we're doing full-time vendor events and we're crafting. And how teaching is incorporated in with the crafting, as I tell you what, I was terrified at events to teach at pinners and other vendor events that I do. And I got up there and I pretended that all those adults were all of my students. And it worked. And everybody was just like, oh, you're such a great teacher. And it was just natural. So that's how it all came into play. And so it works.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Michelle. We're going to skip right over to the next little, I feel like you guys are on like Hollywood Squares, like you go in Hollywood Squares. So April, you're next. Tell us a little bit about you, where you're calling in from and your experience as an educator.
Okay, I'm April Miller. I'm also in North Carolina, and I've had my entire teaching career in North Carolina. I started out as a 4th grade math and science teacher, and I have been a school library media coordinator now for the past 19 years, I guess. It's 24 total, 24 years total. And in our school, we have pre-K through 6th grade. So I teach STEM lessons, which is science, technology, engineering, math, as well as the research curriculum and digital learning standards and all of those things that have come out in the last few years, especially since COVID hit. We've got a lot of the digital learning standards now. So I have to say pre-K is my favorite, but but I do like working with the older kids too. So that's one thing about my job. I get to work with them all. So I like that. Crafting is just something I've always loved to do. It's definitely my stress reliever. I come home and I can sort of lock myself away in my craft room and, just forget about everything from the day and just paint or stencil or craft, whatever I'm doing at the moment, wreaths or whatever. So it's just kind of my little getaway, but I do like to do vendor events. I've done some local church events and things like that. I like to do the ones that help out the youth groups and things. Those are my favorite to do, but I do enjoy it.
Well, awesome. Well, this has just been so great. And again, thank you again for your service. You're out there inspiring young and old, right? Not only in your day job or your career job, but also in your association as a creator with us. We do appreciate all the teachers. And I have to say, I wonder if we have any art teachers out there, right? Because I don't know, I always loved art. None of you really did any art, but yet here you are teaching art to everybody else, right? Or ways to create, but
I did some through home economics. I did touch on art in there, but it's more like sewing and stuff.
Crafting.
When I was in college, I had to major in one of the subjects, and it was a toss-up between the Spanish and the art, and I went with the Spanish instead of the art. So that's always been a love of mine.
Well, awesome. Well, you know what, Jamie, why don't we just start with I would love to know, you picked Spanish when you were in college, but now you picked Magnolia Design Company as your, side gig, side hustle, whatever you want to call it, your creator experience. Why don't you tell some of our friends watching, what attracted you to Magnolia Design Company? And I'm just going to pin you so that we can hear you, and then I'll pin my friends when we bring you back on. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Ready. Tell us.
All right. So I have crafted my entire life. That's probably other than teaching, that's my deepest passion. And I started a little side gig because most of you know teachers' salaries often need supplementing because most of us are public educators and, the government's involved and so on and so forth. That's another story for another day. But anyway, so you need a little side supplement. So I started crafting with making hand stamped metal jewelry, and it took off really well. I like to also stencil, mostly door hangers and signs and things like that. And so I have a Cricut and was cutting stencils that way. And then I came across Magnolia Design Company during COVID. Actually, I joined in May of 2020. And to be honest with you, I was doing it just for a hobby as a stress relief. And basically because when you sign up as a creator, you get a 35% discount on all the things that you purchase for yourself. So that was really what drew me in first. And I was really interested because our stencils that we have, they are reusable, and you use the chalk paste with it or the ink with it. And there's just a variety of things that you could do. So that's what drew me in. So after I received my kit, I injured right around the same time, I injured my wrist and had to sit on my kit with my kit for 6 months while I was in physical therapy, healing that crazy wrist of mine. So as soon as I was able to and released from physical therapy and all that good stuff, I took off with it and just fell in love with all of the products, how easy the stencils are to use and that kind of thing, and have been trying to build my business since then. So that's kind of where it is. I started with a focus here in my little small town. I do some small local craft classes. I have a local vintage mall here that I kind of collaborate with, and they allow me to do classes there whenever I can. So as much as I can, I try to do that. I love it. I absolutely love it. And I didn't think I would love teaching adults, but I do. So there's that. And so other than that, I've gone live. I have a Facebook page and I go live on Facebook, and I try to do some events on Facebook as well, just trying to get some exposure and build a community on Facebook. And during COVID, I was also obsessed with all of the other crafters that were on Facebook and going live, and all of the influencers that I have I just fell in love with them. And I was like, man, I would love to do that. I would love to be an influencer like them. And so I started just like obsessively studying them, researching what you need to do to become an influencer and things like that. And little did I know I would become friends with some of these influencers and connect with them. So I've been working on building connections with people, and that is how I have built a small team of mine now. And I just got promoted recently to Trailblazer, which, if you are new to Magnolia Design Company, Trailblazer is one of the levels that they consider to be a leadership level. So I do have a small team. I have a growing team, and I have several big name influencers on my team, which I am so just amazed and blessed and thankful for. So that's kind of how I have built my business. I do have some local people, and then I have some people from across the United States that are also on my team. And they're active at all different kinds of levels, but they've all seen this, whatever work they've put into it, they've seen that success return to them. So that's what I also love about that. So no matter how you want to work your business, it's very flexible. You can work it any way you want. And the amount of work you put in, it comes back to you. You see it. You get that reward or that benefit of it paying off for you. So it's been an amazing opportunity for me, and I'm very blessed and thankful for this sisterhood we kind of have in this family. I shouldn't call it sisterhood because we do have, we also have male crafters in our family as well, but it's a great family oriented. Seems like to me, it's very family oriented. We're all connected with one another too, and that's a great thing. So that's kind of where I come from.
Well, Jamie, thank you so much. And we appreciate you sharing your story, and congratulations on advancing and building a team. And really, you really took us through the journey of, you know, being a crafter, falling in love, coming in and using it as a business, and elevating to being an influencer and working with influencers. So it is so awesome that you can flex up or down depending on what you're looking for. So thanks for sharing how you're part of our community and how you're working it. I'd love to switch here and have Michelle come on, and Michelle tell us a little bit. Now you're actually, I love the fact that you are actually outside working your business from wherever you are, right? And that's one of the beautiful things that you can do with this type of a gig, right?
Yes, it is. So I'm going to give a huge shout out. I know she's not on here, but to my dear mother, because my mom actually started me in crafting at a very young age. I grew up a military brat, and we lived in Germany for many, many, many years. And while we were there, they had a cute little consignment shop where you can consign your crafts in. So my mom got me started then. So when I became a teacher in preschool, I was at a charter school. So I was very blessed there because we got to do what we wanted. You know, we have themes that we did every single week, but I got to come up with all of my own crafts for my students. And that was a lot of fun. But I tell you what, if I had Magnolia Design Company back when I was teaching, boy, the game would have changed. I would have used it on my bulletin boards, my decorations, my parent crafts that I used to do, but anyway, what I do now is the reason I joined Magnolia Design Company is I didn't really know what direction I wanted to go, but I was using the Cricut, and we make a lot of different things. You see a sign that I have in the background, and the Cricut was driving me nuts. It was taking forever. And I'm like, there's got to be something out there that we can change or that we can do. And I'm very blessed that somebody told me about Magnolia Design Company right kind of before the inception happened. So I was there right when the announcement was made. I jumped right on. We had very limited opportunity for people to be founding creators. And it was just something I just went with. I felt in my heart it was the right direction to go. And I'm so glad that I did. And I would never change that because it's blessed us in many ways with our business. I had no idea what the stenciling was going to be or anything. I just jumped without even really knowing. Now it is twofold allowed me to take something that I would make with a Cricut, maybe 2 products at a time. I now can stencil about 30 products at a time. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so it doesn't mean that you need to do that, but we make a lot of things that we sell at vendor events. So the direction I initially started was to make things, and I was making most of my income off Magnolia Design Company by buying the stencils at a discount, like Jamie had mentioned, at 35% off, taking those stencils, getting them at a discount, and then using them because they are reusable on different products that we are creating. Over time, I started getting people loving what I do, loving my things at my vendor events. So I too have also built a team, and I'm also in leadership. So I'm at the promoter level. And so it's kind of twofold. I still focus on the crafting a little bit more at the vendor events because we do this full time. We are on the road full time. We don't go home to Arizona too often. We're up to about 30 shows a year. So I am very blessed to travel. We really do love it. It has obviously its pros and cons, but it's a lot of fun. So this little hat that I wanted to show you, I actually wore out here. This is a stencil that we have for teachers. It's okay not to be perfect. That's why pencils have erasers. So I'm actually selling these right now this week. So this is something that people are buying for teachers. And then how many of you teachers out there feel like a chaos coordinator? Because I know I surely did as a teacher and in administration. But there's so many cool things that you can do. You can go to Dollar Tree and you can pick up surfaces there. I mean, this was $1.25, and these are our stencils that are put on here. And like I said, the sign behind me. So I've turned this into a full-time gig using these stencils. I sell baby clothes. I have flannels that we sell. Home is where the mountains are, and I make tons. I'm known very well as the flannel lady. I have another flannel, raising wild things. You know, just think as teachers, when you have to do like certain spirit weeks or that sort of thing, you can start making your own thing, or gifts for parents. I used to teach summer school too, and this was another great thing. You could do this at the end of the year or even during summer camp or summer school. Tie-dye some shirts with your students and stencil it with the Hello Summer. How cool is that? They made it themselves, and you have a reusable stencil. So that's what I'm doing. I'm very thankful. I'm at a vendor event right now. It's a 3-day event. Today was day 1. So I'm just set up out here, and that's why you see all the U-Hauls and everything behind me. But thank you to all the educators, because we all know what you go through. And also thank you to Magnolia Design Company. And if you're thinking about this, do it. Do it. It's very much worth it.
Awesome, Michelle. Thank you. And I was gonna ask, I'm so glad you commented on your hat, because I go, she made that hat. So cool.
I did. I did.
And it
I
is
gotta
so
put it-
awesome.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it looks great. So thank you for getting out there, being a warrior, sharing our fabulous products with everybody. So I appreciate that. So all right, we're gonna shift gears here, and I'm gonna bring April out. So April, come on and tell us your little story and your journey. You know, how you found us and kind of how you're working your business.
Okay, so I found Magnolia Design Company during COVID as well. I had, been a crafter for a while. I love to go to like antique shops and like thrift stores and places like that and find cheap surfaces and kind of remake them into things that people will love. And that's something I've always done. But like you two, I had been using the Cricut. And sometimes it was frustrating for me as well. It just, I don't know, sometimes it just gets me. So when I found Magnolia Design Company, again, I just took the leap of faith, and I ordered the kit. And originally I became a creator just so I could get the discount. But I have built a small team, just a couple people. I hope to have more later to add to that. But, just to try to get started and learned what the stencils were and how, the difference between the chalk paste and the ink paste. And I actually joined the craft club, which I have really enjoyed because it gives me something different, new ideas every time. And I'll take those ideas and sometimes I'll do what the craft kit has, but sometimes I will put a different spin on it and do something completely different with it. I think I mentioned before that I like to do wreaths. And so like the April Craft Club, I actually took that stencil and did it with blue instead of the white on a different kind of board. I had bought a different board, and I put it on a wreath that is red, white, and blue for Memorial Day. And so I put that on my door, and I love that. But I also enjoy making, and I have people ask me to curate. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Curate
You're doing great.
the tiered trays. So tiered trays is another thing that I do quite often. I'll make up a tiered tray, put it on Facebook or somewhere, and people buy it almost immediately. And then I've had them contact me and say, oh gosh, I don't know how you put all that together. Can you curate something for me? So I use a lot of the minis for those because it just makes it something small. I really loved it when we had the tiered trays in our catalog. I sold a lot of, or I, used a lot of that. So that's been kind of my journey. It just was like an addition onto the crafting experience I had, but it was so versatile. Like that was one thing I really loved about it. It wasn't like a Cricut that you had to buy all these different, iron-ons, and I don't know. It was just very frustrating for me sometimes, but I like that you could use it on surfaces that you could buy at the Dollar Tree, like she said, and clothing and bags and walls and just anything and everything that you wanted to use it on. So that was kind of my journey. It was just like an add-on to the crafting I'd already started, but it is something I've really enjoyed.
Awesome. And from what you shared with us too, is that you also found this as like a stress relief, and like just really working with people who, it gives you joy to make something. And then you're also sharing this with your family members, and it's good to get children involved. Do you want to
I
tell?
do. Yeah, I have two sons. They are 14, but they are on the autism spectrum. And so sometimes we'll sit down and do little crafts together, and they enjoy these opportunities as well. So we can do little crafts with them, especially one of my sons. He's very artsy. He's constantly drawing, he's constantly coloring, he's constantly doing all kinds of artsy things. And so he's like takes after his mama. But it just makes it, something fun that they can do, something easy they can do. And so we enjoy it as a family.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so very much for just telling us your story and how it has benefited you in ways of giving you creative outlets, giving you stress relief, giving you opportunity to earn extra income, meet different people. And I just love that each of you brings your own unique story and perspective to share with our community and our fans and followers. And so if you're just joining us in Honor Appreciation Week, we just had a chance to visit with April Miller, Michelle Bikes, and Jamie Woodruff. So if you missed it, go back and check it, because they have some inspiring stories to share with you. But we do want to tell you, if anything's intriguing you about what these ladies have shared, we'd love to invite you to take a closer look at our community. And we'd also like to invite you to fill out the Google form in the chat box so that you can enter to win a $25 gift card just for coming by to watch. So go ahead and do that if you haven't done that already. But, you heard our creators talk about the fact that they can get a discount, 35% immediate product discount on all purchases and future orders. You can also earn commissions earned through your personal website link. We have company reward programs and many different ways to work your business, plus the options to build a team and earn commissions and bonuses. And you get all that for a $10.99 monthly replicated website fee, which is included in your first month. So really no risk, high reward, great opportunity to get started. And all you have to do to get started with us is order a starter kit. And most of our creators earn back their investment with just 5 average orders that you can sell online. You can make items and resell them, earn your investment back, or just the value of the kit alone is worth more than if you wanted to buy the products individually. You can just craft and use your supplies and enjoy your discount. Again, it's only $10.99 a month for your personal link. We have no quotas or minimums, and it's free your first month. And you can earn your website feedback every month with just 1 average order, or just for shopping, it's worth the value alone. And again, super easy to get started with us. All you have to do is go to our website, click here, become a creator at the top, and then just enter the creator that you are shopping with or that you follow. And then we will get you registered in our community, and you can start crafting, creating, and inspiring others to craft alongside you. And such great tips too from some, I didn't even think for teachers to use stencils in their classrooms and all the different ways, Michelle, and Jamie's nodding her head. And I know all you guys like to, after a hard day work, come home and escape into the joy of crafting. So lots of opportunities here. And it really makes you think to make some choices. Do you want to become a creator? Share our products, earn 25 to 45% commissions, or just shop with a discount on every order. Or maybe you want to host an event, host a class, host a craft project, connect with friends, and earn free and discounted products. We have a great host program. Your creator can tell you all about that. Or maybe you just want to shop retail, or join the craft club. We heard April say how much she enjoys craft club and getting creative with that. Plus we have loyalty rewards, lots of other things your creator can share with you about our community. Or maybe you just want to continue to follow along and be inspired by our community of creators. We're very, education. We educate people on what we do, but we also have a lot of fun educating and entertaining. We can make that one word, right? Edutainment, maybe, or something, right? Can we coin that phrase maybe somewhere? But a few things, just again, to celebrate teachers. We have the Subway teacher stencil. There's a few left. They're regular $14.49. You can grab one now on sale for $10. So this is great. If you want one, we only have, I think we only have limited quantity, maybe 30 or 40 left. So if you want them, get online and grab them. These would be great to have that you can use all year long and celebrate your favorite teacher, hero, who inspires and motivates us, instructs and teaches our future leaders. So we also have some fun DIY kits that are limited availability that are also on sale. You can make garlands. These are really cute, April, for the 2-tier trays, aren't they?
Yes, I do have, I actually have this one, but I also have the cow that we had, it was in the catalog. And I have it with the set that I sell, and it's been pretty popular.
Awesome. So you might want to still grab plenty of time. School's still in session. Great way to thank your teacher at the end of the year. Have your child help you make the gift, because they can stencil the pattern that they pick from the mini on the garland. And who doesn't love something made from the heart, right? So some fun little teacher thank you gifts or appreciation gifts that you can still purchase online. So with that said, we're going to give away our gift card, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to spotlight all my friends and bring them back. So I'm going to spotlight you guys all. And I am going to ask you guys if you want to, if there's anything maybe that you didn't share that maybe, or if you saw some questions that pop up, I'm going to go and pull the drawings. But is there anything else before we kind of wrap up that you maybe want to tell some of our creators? Just raise your hand, and then I'll let you go first. And then, okay, Michelle, I think has something she wants to add.
You gotta unmute me.
Oh, we can hear you.
Oh, you can? Okay, good. Well, you guys will learn about me. I could talk a lot, but as you're showing that $10 stencil, I had a fantastic idea. You guys can buy that as educators, and I know you have summer professional development or start of the year professional development. You can sit and make that with everybody, and then you guys could wear those at like meet the teacher night on the first night when the students are coming in, or the first day of school. Those are super cute to wear like as a grade level team and just make. And you also have the opportunity. I was also the athletic director, and I was in charge of our PTO from the educator side of things. So I tell you what, I did a lot of fundraisers too. And with these stencils, you can do so many fundraiser things where you can have like families come in one evening and do a whole craft night in the school, and they just pay. And I am so sorry about all those ducks, but they're just around. But you could do like so many, there's just so many neat things, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, so I'll stop. I'm done.
That's okay. Awesome. That's a great idea. I was like, all of our stencils, you can just do some team building, craft projects, different things. So Jamie or April, do you have anything you'd like to share? April has her hand up.
One thing about the craft club that I find, really appealing is the fact that if you have never tried Magnolia Design Company and you want to get your feet wet, it gives you everything that you need to get started, not just the stencil, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to use it on? What colors am I going to use? What embellishments am I going to use? It comes with all that in the box. Mm-hmm. So, if it's something you really are interested in, but you're, kind of afraid to get started, that is a perfect way to get started. It's just to try that box and go with it from there.
Awesome. Great tip. And then Jamie, did you have anything you wanted to add?
I do. I forgot to mention or touch on the skills that we bring as teachers for becoming a creator and building your own team or working your business like any flexible way you could possibly imagine. We're already collaborators, we're planners, we're leaders, we're obviously teachers, we're nurturers, and we're good at building communities and building relationships. And those skills are very important with this. And you will have absolutely no problem becoming a creator in any way, shape, or form you choose. I know that during COVID, when we were teaching virtually, if you decide to work your business through Facebook Lives and things like that, you will be very well prepared for that from working through virtual teaching. So you're very qualified for this position. So just wanted to throw that little piece out there. And I just wanted to show y'all one of my little creations with our cow print pattern, our stencil, and then this I believe is one of our tags, that wooden tags that we have available for purchase. So this is I think this came from a Farmhouse stencil, I think. The font did. So all of that's available there to create all on your own. And it was very easy. This is super easy. You do not have to be artsy, craftsy, or creative to do this. It's very simple. So
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for sharing. We really appreciate you coming on. We have Kathleen Hines is looking to sign up. So we'll get you squared away, Kathleen. If you're having trouble with that, we'll get you signed up and answer your question. Maybe in the morning, CS will be able to reach back out to you, or I'll message you offline. But we did do our drawing behind the scenes, and Tracy O'Hara is going to be our winner of our $25 certificate tonight. So congratulations. And let me, I'm going to add a pin to everybody else. Can you guys, I want to see everybody else. Spotlight for everybody. There we go. I want to be able to spotlight everybody so that we can have one big goodbye to everybody, right? So that we can all celebrate today and thank everybody appropriately so you can see their beautiful faces. There we go. We have our, let's make a deal. Is it, what was the square? Was I saying?
Hollywood
Square. We have our Hollywood Square.
Or the Muppet Show, whichever you prefer.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. Well, thank you so much, April, Michelle, and Jamie, for just coming, taking out of your gift of time. Thank you for all our friends who are out there watching. And we would love to welcome you into our community so that you can craft and create and inspire others. And we'll see you on another Facebook Live. Feel free to share this and tag with the teacher friend that you know, or share it with somebody you think that would like to learn a little bit more about how they can discover the joy of crafting and creating with Magnolia Design Company. So thanks, guys. Have a great night. Bye.
Welcome. Thank you.
Bye.
thank you.
Bye-bye.